You're thinking it sounds silly. How does doing less equate to doing more? First, let's discuss what you will be listening to. Importance of your priority. How spreading efforts in all areas of your life might just flop. How focusing efforts in specific areas of your life will reap results. How it could be good to diversify first and then narrow down. How I started applying these concepts to my life. See how I didn't use the plural form of priority? Defined in the Cambridge Dictionary, priority refers to something that is very important and must be dealt with before other things. When rephrased, a priority is of utmost importance and nothing else is of concern. Having once defined your priority, you become clearer on where your energy should be focused at, instead of being dispersed. On the contrary, if you claim to have multiple priorities, how would you decide to allocate your time into different activities if they are of equal importance? You can't. While I know the paradox for Buridan's S isn't usually used to explain this, it could. Hear me out. When given the freedom to choose between two seemingly good opportunities, the donkey is choice paralyzed, unable to choose, hence dying of hunger. Similarly, if you don't have a mental map on what your main priority is, it becomes impossible to choose between two equally great opportunities. That's the importance of priority. When you know what takes precedence, it's easier to know what you should focus on when you know your priorities. From then, you can better appreciate the value of saying no to good opportunities so that you can say yes to better opportunities. It's pursuing less for more. But there's a caveat to choosing your priorities. In another book that I read, 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, where I quote, "Doing something unimportant well does not make it important. Requiring a lot of time does not make a task important." The truisms from the book help to emphasize the importance of how we mistakenly place more value in things that require more time and effort despite lacking priority. Understanding we are more prone to this fallacy makes us more ready to understand what our true priority should be. I'm going to call you out. It's nice to feel like you're doing a lot in all aspects of life. However, perception isn't the same as reality. I was reading the book on Napoleon CEO by Alan Alexrod. I don't have the exact words, but it goes like this. But a feeling of safety is not the same as safety. Similarly, feeling like you're doing a lot does not imply you're doing a lot. I will pause here for you to think about it. In the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown, it explores how effort in a lot of areas result in minimal progress. There's really a nice diagram that illustrates this point. Take a look at it. Whereby when you focus on just one thing, you become more likely to master and hence succeed in doing so. Moreover, when you try to do everything, you're not being effective. You're being a generalist. You become good at doing everything mediocrely. Having a lot on your plate isn't going to make you notable to others. I will give you an example. Do you know others for the few things they do or everything they do? I presume it will be the former, where the person will be particularly skilled at something rather than everything. Likewise, there's really no point in doing what everyone else can. It doesn't make you any bit differentiable to others. Instead, focus on the one thing that others cannot do. This will make you all the more valuable. In business, there's this term, niche marketing, in which the niche of your product or service reinforces your unique selling proposition. and hence allowing you to differentiate itself in the marketplace. Instead of casting a wide net to reach a larger general audience, finding your niche helps to multiply profits as it reduces competition, marketing costs, while ensuring the product is highly specific and customized to that target group. Similarly, you can choose to do the same with your endeavors in life. I hope you're convinced that you're better off when you concentrate efforts in one specific area. From focusing your energy in one area, you also get to reap economies of scale. Hear me out. Not only are your processes more streamlined from having lesser things on your plate, you avoid the cost of mental residue from active multitasking. Furthermore, as you become more proficient with time, you also become more effective and efficient, allowing you to progress even further in that area. There's just so many upsides when you gather your energy into that one specific thing. From the book Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal. When you feel good and accomplished by excelling in a field, you naturally generate energy, which in turn boosts our productivity to do even more, reaping more results and satisfaction. The cycle of feel-good productivity is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you take action in that area, you become better at it, reaffirming your belief that you're good at it, making you inclined to repeat that process. And perhaps that might be the reason why your friends are so much better than you in certain aspects of life that just seem imaginably impossible to reach. The only reason is that they have prioritized it and have been in the game longer than you. While there are negatives to diversifying your efforts, it could be helpful to learn your inclinations and passions in the beginning. You will never know what you like or dislike if you never tried it. I'll give you one analogy. If you have never tried Western cuisine like pizza, pasta, you will never know if you will enjoy the texture, the taste, the smell. Similarly, if you have never tried playing different sports, you will never know what you're more fit for. It's like a free trial program where commitment levels are low and manageable. It's also why I find it ridiculous that people bind themselves to a fated university course having not tried any related jobs for the course they applied in. Let me give you two more quotes. A quote from Warren Buffett sums it up pretty well. Diversification is protection against ignorance. It makes little sense if you know what you're doing. If you have LeBron James on your team, don't take him out of the game just to make room for someone else. It's crazy to put money in your 20th choice rather than your first choice. Once you have determined your priorities after much experimentation and diversification, you narrow down and cut on those least important. Next, you put in the effort regularly, eventually mastering the skill, and then you can choose to branch out to other skills, since the maintenance amount of energy and time needed to retain the skills will be lower than learning a new skill from scratch. That's how you can sustainably increase the mastery and variety of skills equipped. In my case of exercise, I started with daily runs coupled with gym and swim sessions. But by the Pareto's principle, or better known as 80-20 rule, 80% of the consequences come from 20% of the causes. By doing so many exercise sets, I'm not allowing my muscles to heal and recover. Possibly, this can lead to injury, and also result in a restart of progress and lowered motivation. Knowing this, I cut down on my runs and gym to 3 times a week and maintain my swim sessions to 2 times a week. By doing lesser I'm preparing myself to do more in the future because I'm keeping myself mentally rested and safe from injury. That's one way I applied the rules to my life. Another example could be how I manage my time through prioritization, freeing up times for me to do the important things. Firstly, I recognize that doom scrolling on social media is a symptom of poor habits and the lack of symptoms to fall back on. I talk about this issue in this video, which I will put the link to. Basically, I changed the launcher of my phone such that it increases the friction to get to other applications, giving myself time to stop my doom scrolling habits before it even kick in. That's another way I did it. The next way I free up more time for myself is to recognize what my true priorities are. There's this quote from Essentialism, which I agree in its entirety, that if you don't prioritize your day, someone else will. What it means is that when random spontaneous events or opportunities appear throughout your day, are you going to instantly take it? Preferably not, unless it aligns with your current priority. By taking on commitments that are not in your priority, you become more prone to a packed schedule with no room to breathe. You burn out too easily. Hence, I applied this rule in my life, only saying yes to the things that truly matter. That way, I don't swim against the waves, but right on top of them. Hopefully, this video has been helpful and useful in guiding you to choose your priority. The distilled insights from the mentioned books will prove to be useful. If you do choose to apply them in your life, make sure to comment on how I can make this video even more valuable for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!